To our Raisin Bran story, and we are interested about x, which is the fraction of the total weight that's due to raisins. We want to learn about summaries for x. So here's our probability density for x that we've seen before. This nice curve goes from 0 to 1, and there I've shown you a probability. Now the first summary is the mean or the expected value, and we define that as, usually use the Greek letter mu, which is equal to the expected value of x, which is equal to the integral of x times f of x dx. So for our example, we want to find the mean. It would be the integral from 0 to 1 times x times the density, which is 6x times 1 minus x dx. When you do the antiderivative, you'll get 6x cubed over 3 minus 6x the fourth over 4, evaluate from 0 to 1. When you compute that, you'll get 1/2. Now, actually, this answer, it makes a lot of sense because we found the mean be equal to 1/2, and that is right here. And because the density, it makes sense that the mean would be right in the middle of the distribution because of the symmetry. Okay, now we measure the spread of a random variable by the standard deviation, and we do that in 2 steps. And let me illustrate the 2 steps here. First thing we do is compute a thing called the variance, which is equal to the expected value of x minus the mean squared. And then we take the square root of that answer. Now here, the sigma square will be equal to the integral of x. We know the mean is equal to 1/2. And we multiply the density, integrate from 0 to 1. That's a bit tedious to compute. And when we're done, we will find sigma, the standard deviation, which is the square root of sigma squared. Another way of summarizing a random variable is by a percentile. And here I've illustrated the 20th percentile. It's a value of x, called x20, such that the chance of being smaller than x20 is 20%. Now, we already know that that area is given by the CDF. So essentially what we want to do to find percentiles, we want to find the value x20 so that f of x20 is equal to 0.2. Now, we can do that, but it's a bit difficult to compute. So we already know from previous work that the CDF function is given by x, 6x squared over 2 minus 6x cubed over 3 for values of x between 0 and 1. So basically what we want to do is solve the equation 6x squared over 2 minus 6x cubed over 3 equal to 0.2. And that's a difficult thing to solve, but numerically you can find that the value of x turns out to be 0.287. That value is the 20th percentile.